Hey everyone, Joey here, and today we're going to talk about controllers, and not just any controllers, the 8bitdo Ultimate 2 wireless controllers. Now, 8bitdo releases a lot of controllers, so you wouldn't be blamed for not understanding what's new with these ones. But the new hotness here is the addition of TMR sticks, slightly different body, digital trigger stops, and we have the 2 shoulder and 2 back buttons as well. The USB dongle is also USB-C now instead of USB-A. There's a few colors, black, white, and purple, but I also have the green model here, so it seems like there's a few models out in the world. Okay, so taking a look at the actual controllers and what comes in the box, and we have the usual charging dock, of course, in both white and green. I guess it just matches whatever controller you get. Now inside of the dock is the USB-C dongle adapter for 2.4 GHz mode. These used to be USB-A, but no longer. Personally, I actually like this change because more docks and handhelds and all of that are USB-C only, so it helps. But I can see why some people might be a little bit upset by not having USB-A anymore. Lastly, there is an included USB-C to USB-A cable for charging and such. Taking a quick look at the controller, and we have the new TMR sticks here, which actually feel fantastic to use. I'm a big fan of these. My favorite feature about these sticks is the LED rings around them. It'll light up to where you move the stick to, and it'll even mimic it on the other stick, which is pretty fun. I gotta be honest, it's cool little things like this that I enjoy seeing on new devices that it just brings out joy. Now, it's been a while since I've had an 8bitdo controller, but the D-pad feels different, or it could be. It feels like a cross between a mechanical D-pad and not, if it makes sense. For the face buttons, they feel very similar. There's nice travel, big buttons, and it's all good there. On the back is analog triggers with good travel, but you can change them with the stops to get a more digital feel. And this is a feature that I love seeing on all controllers. Then we have our back buttons and the Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz slider. Connecting this to my 1X Fly F1 Pro, and it was recognized instantly via 2.4 GHz mode. The dongle was plugged in even before I turned on the device for the first time, and the controller worked right away, right out of the box. And that's awesome. The home button mimics the Steam button, but I could not find a combination to mimic Steam's quick access menu in Bazzite or Handheld Daemon, so you might need to map it. Okay, so Editor Joey here, I checked after and I forgot that holding the Steam button shows you the hotkeys, and so the Steam quick access menu is actually Steam plus A, which works here. But in Handheld Daemon, I believe you just need to set a hotkey for it in Bazzite and then you're good. So you can get by with just a controller controlling everything. Now, first things first, I wanted to test Forza Horizon 5 and I wanted to see how the triggers feel. And I actually like them quite a bit. There is lots of travel, it's accurate, it feels comfortable to use, and it responds quickly to my feedback on changing speeds. The sticks themselves also feel very accurate, and the 2.4 GHz mode with low latency, all of this feels really good and not out of the ordinary. Then I wanted to test the D-pad out, and so I jumped into some dead cells. And while the D-pad itself feels fine, I wouldn't say that it is the best D-pad in the world or my favorite. There is something off about it, and I don't mean accuracy-wise, it seems to be just fine for that, but comfort-wise and ease of use are a bit off. Now, I've had a lot of 8bitdo controllers in the past, and I think my thoughts on the D-pad have been pretty consistent throughout with the Ultimate series, so it's nothing new here, but it is something that I wish was better. Jumping over to Android now, and the first thing I wanted to try was 2.4 GHz mode with my Odin 2 Portal, and it just doesn't seem to work. For some reason, it thinks the controller is a keyboard, and it doesn't show up as an input device. Now, I'm not sure if there's a way around this, but it would be cool if it actually worked. USB-C headphone dongles do work, and it's completely different, I know, but maybe there is something or a setting somewhere that I couldn't find that would make this work. But on the other hand, Bluetooth works right away, of course, so you would just change the slider on the back to Bluetooth, and then connect, and we're off. Now, what's nice here is that my hotkeys even worked in RetroArch right away, as I had them mapped from the Odin 2 portal. And that's likely since they're both sharing the same direct input, or whatever it is behind the scenes. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Jet Set Radio, and it is a terrible way to show off this controller, but it is our game of the month, so I had it open. And the face buttons on the controller feel great, along with the sticks. They're definitely two standouts, and I'm finding the controller to be quite comfortable as well. The last test, gaming-wise, that I wanted to do was check out some Artemis streaming with God of War Ragnarok. Now, ignore the performance here. It was still compiling shaders, and I'm not at my good access point in my house where I usually stream from, so that might be off a little bit too. But I could easily play all of these games with this controller, and it feels great to me. Especially God of War Ragnarok as well, since it's more of a modern game. Controller reviews are always a bit hard for me to do because it's rare for me to find major issues with any of them. Most controllers feel great in their own ways, and I think besides the D-pad, which I'm not a big fan of here, this all feels good. And fans of 8bitdo controllers should like what you're getting here. But before we end off for today, let's take a quick look at their software. It's pretty easy to install. You just head to their website and you grab the 8bitdo Ultimate Software V2, extract it, and then open the program, and then it wants you to connect the controller. All of this is super easy and simple, and it worked right away. Now, I had an update for the controller, which I did, but I forgot to do the dongle update, which I'm not sure if there is one or not. You can also jump into profiles and create your own to be able to see and change things. So first you get access to changing the mappings to whatever you want. Then you can jump to macros, and it's the same thing. You can also customize the stick quite a bit to whatever feels best for you. And then it is the same thing on the triggers end with how far it goes. If you're finding the vibration too heavy, you can change that as well. I'm actually a big fan of the rumble on this. It feels really strong and really good. You can customize all the RGB stuff, of course, and then there is motion mapping. I think overall, on the software front, there's the usual stuff here that you would want by default for a controller like this, but I was surprised to see the difference between this software and GameSIR's on the amount of customization that you have in comparison. Now, power users will likely notice a difference, but for those of you that just want a controller to work, you probably won't care at all, and that's kind of where I sit. But that's it for me today. Let me know in the comments below. Did you grab one of these? What are your thoughts? Or is it on your radar? Don't forget to like and sub to help the channel grow. Come join me on the Discord to talk all about handhelds and controllers. Support me on Patreon if you like my stuff. And hope you all have a good one.